Good day, everyone. Today, I will be presenting my report, which entitled School Leaders as Crisis Managers. So, by the way, I am Villar Mente Bayverena and our professor, good morning, ma'am, Dr. Claire Makabalang. So, today, I was assigned to report about the school leaders as crisis managers. So, in the Philippines, where schools often face challenges like typhoons, floods, earthquakes, and health emergencies, the role of school leaders in managing crisis is extremely important. So this presentation will discuss how school leaders prepare for, respond to, and recover from crisis. So ensuring the safety of students and the continuity of learning. So schools may experience different types of crisis that disrupt learning. So examples, this include natural disasters, health emergencies, and security threats. So again, school leaders play a critical role in managing this crisis effectively. And the last one, their leadership ensures safety, stability, and continuity of education. So, crisis management in schools. What is crisis management in schools? So, this refers to handling unexpected and dangerous situations. So, this refers to the process of preparing for, responding to, and recovering from unexpected events that threaten the safety, well-being, and normal functioning of the school community. So, in the Philippine schools, this is aligned with DepEd policies such as the DepEd Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council or the DRRMM guidelines, which requires schools to have a school DRRM plan. So effective crisis management ensures that students and the school community can recover quickly from emergencies. So next, these are the common types of school crises. So school leaders in the Philippines face different types of crisis. This includes natural disasters such as earthquakes, typhoons, and floods. So first, the natural disasters like typhoons, floods, earthquakes, and landslides that disrupt school operations. So health emergencies or health-related emergencies like pandemics or disease outbreaks. So these examples such as dengue, measles, or pandemics like the COVID-19. So the next one, safety and security threats like bullying accidents during school activities or threats from external events. And the last one, unexpected incidents or the accidents that happens during school activities. So understanding this risk helps the school leaders plan and respond effectively. So now these are the roles of school leaders during a crisis. So leaders have multiple responsibilities as crisis managers. One is to make the decision making. So he is the one that will lead the main decision making during emergencies. They make quick informed decisions to protect students and staffs. Next is to have coordination. Coordinate with teachers, parents, and local authorities. Coordination. They work with teachers, parents, local government units or the LGUs, barangay officials, and emergency responders. So, next, ensure the safety and well-being of the school community. So, this ensures that evacuation routes, safety equipment, and first aid kits are ready and accessible. Last one is to calm. Maintain order and calmness during critical situations. So they set the example for composure, encouraging students and staff to remain calm and follow protocols. So in the Philippine context, Principals or the school heads often coordinate with the school DRRM or the Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Coordinators to ensure alignment with DepEd's safety and preparedness programs. Next, the importance of clear communication. So during a crisis, communication is the key. So school leaders provide accurate and timely information. So school leaders provide accurate and timely updates to students, teachers, and parents. So clear communication helps avoid confusion and panic. So they prevent the spread of misinformation which can cause the panic of everyone. Updates are shared with teachers, students, and parents. They use multiple channels such as school announcements, social media pages, text messages, or school radio programs. So by maintaining transparency and clarity, the school leaders strengthen trust and cooperation with the school community. So again, transparency builds trust within the school community. Next one, preparedness and planning. Preparedness is the foundation of effective crisis management. School leaders develop emergency and contingency plans. So school leaders develop and implement school DRRM plans or the Disaster Risk Reduction Management plans following the DepEd's guidelines. So regular drills and training are conducted for safety readiness. Teachers and staff are oriented on crisis procedures. So they conduct regular drills such as earthquake drills, fire drills, and evacuation drills to prepare students and staff. And also the teachers and staff are trained in first aid, emergency response, and risk assessment. So preparedness reduces risk and improves response time. So equipment and facilities are checked regularly, such as the fire extinguishers, the emergency exits, and the evacuation routes. So proper preparedness minimizes risk and ensures faster and more effective responses during emergencies. Next one is the leadership qualities needed in a crisis. So effective crisis management requires a specific qualities in school leaders. So calmness and confidence in decision making. So calmness, you have to be calm, staying composed to lead effectively. Next is decisiveness, making timely decisions under pressure. Empathy and concern for others, flexibility and adaptability to changing situations, accountability and responsibility as a school leader, and adaptability meaning adjusting plans as situations may change. Accountability and responsibility as a leader, they are taking responsibility for actions and outcomes. So these qualities inspire trust and cooperation, ensuring the school functions even during a crisis. Next, this is now the recovery after a crisis. So the school leaders guide the schools in the recovery. The school leaders help restore normal school operations. Restoring normal operations and resuming classes safely, they assess the impact of the crisis, the improvements are made to existing safety plans, and lessons learned are used to strengthen preparedness. So conducting assessment and evaluation to identify lessons learned. So updating and improving school safety and DRRM plans, strengthening community partnerships to enhance resilience, and also this recovery ensures that the school becomes safer and better prepared for future emergencies. So why? Why crisis management is important? So crisis management is important because in schools, this is essential because it protects the physical and emotional well-being of students and staff. This ensures the safety of students and school personnel, promotes resilience within the school community. So this maintains the continuity of education even during emergencies, and also this maintains continuity of learning. Also, this strengthens trust in school leadership, builds resilience among the school community, and strengthens trust in school leadership. So in the Philippines, here in the Philippines, effective crisis management aligns with DepEd's mandate to provide safe, inclusive, and quality education for all learners. So the last one is to have the conclusion. So in conclusion, the school leaders are not only managers but also guardians and guides during crisis. School leaders play a vital role as crisis managers. Their leadership determines how well schools respond to emergencies. They prepare, respond, and recover with clear planning, effective communication, and compassion. Through preparation, communication, and compassion, schools overcome the crisis, of course. So by strengthening school crisis management, Philippine schools can face emergencies with confidence and resilience. So effective crisis management leads to a safer and stronger school community.